on the mission in this episode to save that front wing.
So normally when it comes to body fillers, there are so many out there, but my local car store only seems to have very small pots and a very limited choice. So I've just gone for this. It's just kind of like your generic body filler for cars. You're on a time limit. As soon as this hardener hits this filler, it starts curing straight away. Another thing to mention at this point is when people say you mix the filler, they're not talking about mixing like this. They're actually, it's more of a kind of folding technique. And what you're doing is you're just trying to get the hardener to uniformly mix in well with the filler. So it's almost like a scooping technique. Another thing to mention when you're filling an area, you don't want to push down too hard. It will make it flush. So what you're trying to do is you're actually trying to have a tiny skim just before the repair and to kind of fade out afterwards. So very minimal pressure, and you don't want to spend too long doing this. As I said, you're actually on a time limit.
I think it's actually easier if I show you what I'm doing instead of explaining it. I'm just going to go ahead, mix a filler, put it on the panel.
Don't spend too much time thinking about how neat you're putting the filler on. What you're trying to do is you're actually trying to get the filler onto the panel before it cures. So just bear that in mind. And then what we can do is we can guide coat the area and we can block it off. You can see that I've gone way past where the damage is. This is so it's more like a fading when you're sanding it. You don't want to concentrate on the imperfections or the dents, what you're trying to cover with the body filler. You want to almost kind of blend it into the panel.
So the filler's now dry. I'm just going to go ahead and start blocking it down.
So you can see areas like here which are actually silver. That's the bare metal coming through. That means this area here is slightly too proud. I've got a couple of little areas like that there, and for example that one there, this one here. So what I'm going to do is just lightly tap that in, and then what I'll do is put another coat of filler, and then we'll knock it back again. So I've almost finished doing the bodywork on this panel. I've just put another coat of guide coat. I'm going to go over it with a finer paper before I put some primer on. Instead of actually trying to sort out a little dent here, dent here, dent here, I've actually just screed the panel with filler and just taken it back just to get it nice and smooth. Another issue I've got is down here you can see there's a bit of rust forming. So I've got some rust treatment. I'm going to give it a go. So this is the product I'll be using. I've not used it before, but apparently you use this fella here, the yellow bottle, you paint it on and you leave it and wipe the rust off. I'm a bit skeptical to be honest, but hey, let's give it a go. I'm not sure if that's worked or not. The only way to find out is if the rust comes back, I guess. Thanks for watching. In the next episode, let's get this wing into primer. See you next time. Cheers!